From a guest waking up to someone breathing into their ear, to a secret crawl space filled with bones. These are 3 true haunted Airbnb horror stories you won't believe. And now for story 1. I was researching an upcoming trip and looking for places to stay. I came across this cool place and booked it right away. I turned over and immediately started screaming. The girl sitting closest to me asked, "What's wrong?" I listed my home on Airbnb for a week while I was on vacation with my family. Several years ago, we found this really great house and decided to book it for a whole week. She pulled it out, and it was a key. She showed it to me. The owner's response was, "Oh yeah, those drawings. Yeah, those are pretty messed up, aren't they? Kids always like to draw little pictures and hide them around the house. You know how they are." We decided to head back home early. That night I couldn't sleep, so I got up and went to the basement. I found both of the crawl spaces and shone my flashlight in them. Both of them were filled with trash, but I saw something that glinted in one of them. I crawled in and found a box with a lock on it. The lock was broken and wouldn't budge. I felt around and found a keyhole. I went back upstairs and found the key from the welcome basket. It fit perfectly. Inside the box, I found some old children's toys and clothes. Hidden deeper in the box were some human bones. I called the police, and they came out to investigate. After dusting for fingerprints, the lead officer said that he didn't find anything useful. He said that I should probably just get rid of the box. He took the box with him and left. I still wonder what those bones were doing in the crawl space. And I remember her saying something along the lines of, "Look at this. Maybe this opens something up." We looked everywhere for a lock that it might fit, but we couldn't find anything. We finally gave up and left for the beach. An hour or so later, we came back and my kids wanted to watch TV. We discovered a door in the basement that had been hidden by the owner's mural. We opened it and went inside. It was a small room with a single light bulb. My daughter immediately said, "Are we in the upside down?" We found 2 crawl spaces, one on either side of the room. The one on the left was filled with trash, so we didn't bother going in there. The one on the right looked like it was recently cleaned out. My son grabbed his flashlight and crawled in. We heard him say, "Guys, come here. This is awesome." My wife and I exchanged a worried look and told him to come back out. When he came out, he had a piece of paper in his hand. He told us that he found it on the ground. It was a drawing of a stick figure, and underneath it was written, "Billy can't find Nemo." On the back of the drawing was another one of a stick figure family with 2 children. Underneath it was written, "Family of 4 missing." Below that was another drawing of a stick figure family with 3 children. It said, "Missing." We didn't think anything of it at the time. It was old but very well maintained and had a lot of character. It was also really cheap. The owner responded quickly to all of our questions. And when we arrived, we were greeted with a handwritten note and a bottle of wine. My son thought that the fireplace in the living room was cool. He kept pointing at it and asking if we could turn it on. The owner had made an entire mural on the fireplace screen. He told us that he was an artist and had done it himself. So we left him a nice note thanking him for the welcome gift. We didn't hear back from him for several days. During the first couple days, I had nothing but good reviews from the guests. Then I got a message saying that they were having issues with the Wi-Fi. They would call me at odd times of the day and night. I tried everything on my end, but nothing seemed to work. So I messaged them back saying that I was sorry, but there must have been a problem with their device because it was working fine on all of ours. I didn't hear back from them for a few days, which was fine because I hadn't gotten any messages about any problems. Then they sent me a message saying that they had found a secret passageway in the house. They wanted to know if I knew anything about it. I was confused because I have never seen a secret passageway in my house. So I told them that I didn't know anything about it, but I would look into it and get back to them. I did look into it, but I couldn't find anything. So I replied back to them, saying that I couldn't find anything, but to go ahead and check under the kitchen sink. Sometimes the exterminators would put things there. They replied back saying that they had checked under the sink and found a panel that opened up. They wanted to know if I knew anything about it. I said that I did not. Then they sent me a picture of what they had found. It was the breaker box. I lost it. I was so angry at them for doing that. I told them that they were lucky that I hadn't had any other guests checking in, because I would have easily known that they were trying to pull something like that. They said that they weren't doing anything and that I needed to figure out how to fix the Wi-Fi situation. I told them that I wasn't going to do anything for them and that they should just leave. I received a long message about how I had been rude and I shouldn't treat people this way. I ended up canceling the rest of their stay and they left the next day. I changed the Wi-Fi password and everything was fine after that. Some people really have nothing better to do. Still half asleep, I told her someone was breathing directly into my ear. She laughed at me and said, "That's crazy. There's no one in here with us?" I told her I know, which is why it's even weirder. Just then, the other girl who was sleeping on the couch woke up and said she felt something breathing on her neck. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the girl closest to me said, "Okay, that's it. I'm going to sleep in the other room." As she got up, the hair standing all over my arm. She said, "Why does it feel like we're being watched?" I told her I don't know, but that I felt it too. We stayed up talking until 4 a.m. and didn't hear or see anything else strange. But in the morning, when we went to leave, the deadbolt was unlocked. I never felt more creeped out than I did that night. I'll never forget the look on my friend's face when the door suddenly slammed shut. I will never stay in that house again. The next day, my boyfriend and I drove down for what was supposed to be a girls' weekend away. The house was beautiful. It had high ceilings, skylights, big windows. My only complaint was that the master bedroom where we were staying was very small. There was barely any room between the bed and the door. The walls were also paper thin. So when the other girls arrived, we unloaded our car and headed straight to the beach. We left the front door open because it was such a nice day out. When we returned from the beach around 7 p.m., we were starving, so we ordered some food. As we were eating, the door suddenly slammed shut. All of us screamed and ran into the living room. None of us wanted to go anywhere near the door. One of my friends jokingly said, "Well, maybe we should close the door just in case." So I got up and went to close the door, but it was already closed and locked. We didn't think much of it, so we decided to lock it ourselves just to be safe and went back to eating our food. A few hours later, I woke up for a second time. Now for story 2. This happened a few years ago. Now for story 3. My family and I love to travel and rent houses. On the 3rd day, we were getting ready to go out when my wife noticed something weird behind the fireplace screen. She reached behind it and felt a small pebble. The next day, my son mentioned the drawing to the owner. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe.